Hi, hello everyone. So today we are re-looking at the question that we did in the last video, right? January 2019 CSEC past paper question 1C. And it's speaking about a depreciation matter. So John bought a car for $65,000. If the value of the car depreciates by 8% each year, how much will the car be worth at the end of 2 years? Now, we already established that depreciate means that the value of the car will decrease in value over time. The value of the car will fall. And we're told that it will fall by 8% each year. So, what I realize is that many persons may not fully understand the concept of what we mean by 8%, right? And falling by 8% each year. So, we want to look a bit deeper. So, when we say 8%, right? 8% means 8 over 100. And in terms of monetary terms, we could say 8% means $8 out of every $100. So, of every $100 in this 65,000, right, the value will fall by $8 each year. So, how do we calculate this? Right? So, the car is worth 65,000, and each $100 that makes up the 65,000 we lose $8. So how do we find how many $100 make up 65,000? Right, we basically say 65,000 shared up into $100 bills. And how do we share something into equal amounts? We do so by dividing. Right, so we'll be saying 65,000 divided by 100, and if you cancel the zeros, you realize that that will give you 650. So there are 650 $100 bills that make up $65,000. And each one of those 650 $100 bills will lose $8 of value. So let's go to the calculation. Alright, so for those who want to go, we are finding 8% of $65,000. So we're simply going to multiply 8 over 100, that represents 8%, by $65,000. So here we have it. If 8 over 100 multiplied by $65,000. Now, for those who have a little difficulty multiplying a fraction by a whole number, it's easy to just remember that every whole number can be expressed as a number over 1. So we can simply say 8 over 100 multiplied by $65,000 over 1. And now we have a fraction multiplied by a fraction. So we can cancel. We say 100, we have $65,000. So how many $100 go into $65,000? Cancel the zeros, 2 zeros each, and we're left with 650. So now we're saying 650 $100 bills make up 65,000. 8 multiplied by 650 gives us $5,200. Right? So 8% of $65,000 is $5,200. And we're saying that the total value of the car will fall by 8% of 65,000 or fall by $5,200 in the first year. Right? So the car's value at the end of the first year will be 65,000 minus the 5,200, which gives us 59,800. Right? So technically we are saying each of the $100 bills in the 65,000 is losing $8. So 8 times the 650 $100 bills gives us a total of $5,200 lost in value. Alright, let's go further, because it's 2 years. So the car's value will fall by another 8% in the second year. So we need to find 8% of the new value, 59,800. So again, we simply say 8 over 100 multiplied by 59,800, which can be expressed as 8 over 100 multiplied by 59,800 over 1. Again, cancel. and we are left with 8 multiplied by 598 to give us $4,784. Right, so again, each of the $100 bills that make up our $59,800 is going to fall by $800. How many $100 bills make up $59,800? 598. So we're losing 598 times 8, which is 4,784. Alright, so the car's value at the end of the second year will be 59,800 minus the 4,784 lost to give us $55,016. Alright, so this will be the value at the end of year 2. Now, another perspective on this is that the car is worth $65,000. Each $100 will fall by $8. So if each $100 will fall by $8, that means we will have $92 left out of each of the $100 bills. Right? Remember, it's money, you know. So we have $65,000 made up of $100 bills. And 8% means we're losing $8 from each $100. So out of each $100, we're going to have $92 left. Cool. So if we have $92 out of each $100 left, we're saying what we have left at the end of year 1 will be 92% of $65,000. Right? Lose $8, we're left with $92 out of each 100. So technically we are saying if you have 100% of something and you lose 8%, then what you have left is 92%. So we're going to find 92% of $65,000 to see how much we have left after the end of the first year. To find that 92%, we simply multiply 92 over 100 by $65,000. Right? And we do it like we always do, 2 fractions. So 92 over 100 multiplied by 65,000 over 1. Cancel our zeros. We get 92 multiplied by 650, or $59,800. Right, so at the end of year 1, we have $59,800 left. Next, it will fall by another 8% in the second year. So we're losing another $8 out of each $100, leaving $92 out of each 100. So we're left with 92% of the new value at the end of the second year. So we're finding 92% of $59,800. Right, so 92 over 100 multiplied by $59,800 over 1. Cancel zeros. We get 92 multiplied by 598. And that gives us $55,016. So the car's value at the end of the second year is $55,016. So same answer, but another approach to working it. Alright. Another perspective, a third perspective. And this approach is to use our compound interest formula. The compound interest formula shows you what you will have at the end of a period based on a principal invested. So A represents the value at the end of n years. In this case, it's 2 years, so n will be 2. P represents a principal amount. That will be the principal value here, $65,000. R is the interest rate, and the interest rate is 8%, but because we're not gaining 8%, we're actually losing 8%. The interest rate will be negative 8%. Alright, and I already said n is the number of years. 2. So this is what we have. So principal, 65,000. R, the interest rate is negative 8. And n is 2. So we're going to put this information in our formula. So we have $65,000 plus negative 8 over 100, right? And all of that is raised to the power 2. So in the brackets, negative 8 over 100 is negative 0.08. So in brackets we have 1 plus negative 0.08. Now we know 1 plus and minus plus minus will give us a negative. Right? As all the signs are different. So positive times positive is a positive. Negative times negative is also positive. So when the signs are the same, we end up with a positive. But in this case, the signs are different. And once they are different, positive times negative or negative times positive, we end up with a negative. So this is, in brackets, we have 1 minus 0.08, which gives us 0.92 in brackets. So we have 65,000 multiplied by, in brackets, 0.92 raised to the power 2. Now remember BODMAS. BODMAS says brackets first. Right, order of operations. So brackets first. So we have dealt with the brackets. Next, it's the orders, or powers, or indices. And here we say raised to the power 2. So we're going to say 0.92 raised to the power 2. Or, I guess I didn't even do it that way. I just plugged everything in the calculator. So you could say, just plug in the calculator, $65,000, multiplied by 0.92 raised to the power 2. And it will give you that the value at the end of 2 years will be $55,016. Alright, so this will be a third approach. Alright, so have fun with your practicing. Alright, we're out for now. So loading another video shortly.